Yeah.
I did not
Wow,
like.
confident with Kat.
Well, why would I join if I wouldn't think that I'll reach the end? So
Mm-hmm. How about you, Erica?
I mean, I definitely didn't expect to make Final Tribal. I was hoping I would make the merge, like fingers crossed, but like I don't know. I feel like I overcame so many like just odds getting here. Like the fact that I like had to go to rocks at like final 10, and then like I like there are certain times where like there was definitely like a group, at least a solid group of people like wanting to write my name down. So like I'm just like I'm happy to be here. Like I feel like I definitely played hard and like did my like way to get here, but like I'm glad with the way it worked out.
All right. How about you, Dakota?
I mean, initially, no. I was very intimidated. I had been up for nearly 24 hours when we started the game, and then we finished it out, and I had been up for about 30 to 32 hours. So I was really, really scared of like yawning on camera. I was very scared of expressing that I was tired, like stretching, stuff like that. I really thought that was a dead giveaway. People would focus in. And then I don't know. It's just like this game is like a colossal monster, and even though you want to go into it and think, hey, I can do anything, I can win. Like when you start playing the game and understand how difficult it is and how stressful it is, you'll think twice. And that's kind of why I did a lot of the time. And then when Bing started really cutting my throat, I was like, shit. I don't appreciate the visibility. But yeah.
Okay. So now we'll go to your performance this final tribal and the jury's perception. So they start coming in right now. We'll just go with our final tribal council. Guys, here we go. Good luck. It's the last part of the game.
Good luck, guys.
Well, good luck, guys. We got this.
yeah, good luck.
Now the power shifts to the jury. You now have a chance to pitch your case into why you deserve to win. What's gonna happen from now is that you'll be giving your opening statements, and from there the jury will ask questions and we'll go to closing statements. Right? Without further ado, let's start our opening speeches with Erica.
Hi, guys. First of all, I just want to say thank you all. Like, obviously, everyone played a role in getting any of the three of us to where we are at today. And thank you for playing. Like, this was such a fun cast, and I had enjoyed building individual relationships with every single one of you. And going off of that, I think the one thing that really sells my game in this season was my social game. Every one of you, Kostas, Bads, and Kanita, Bing, Brian, and Shar, and Kat. Like, I had individual relationships with every single one of you, and I think that is something that really formed a piece in to form my Zoomvivor experience. And so I just encourage you guys to be able to hear each of our stories tonight, each of our gameplays, and see how each of our plays were unique based on what we value. And I hope you guys see that my honest and social game is something that earns me the title of Sole Zoomvivor.
I played a very safe start because I was only thinking of making it to the merge, like everyone wants that, right? So I was just trying to make sure that it's not me going home. I always put myself in the middle and chose the best options for me. And yeah, well, so but basically initially I've been talking to people that I can make uh connections with. I did what I could to be safe at that time until I felt like it was the right time to strike. I was always putting myself in the middle, and when I'm talking to someone I always give them options, so to and I because I feel like the the things that I'm saying will be beneficial for that person and I. So um you I think um it's just down to if you'll believe me or not with what I with what I with what I said there. I hope that you can appreciate my game, guys, and that's all I can say right now. And I've been very honest with everyone, and I there. I hope you can appreciate my game. Thank you.
Alright, now we go to Dakota.
I'm very humbled to be able to sit in front of such an amazing seven-member jury, not even kissing your asses. Every single one of you on the jury know how much I appreciate the relationship that we've kindled, even being unfortunately since we didn't really connect as much until later. I really, and Charlene, we didn't really get to work it out together at all, but I love talking to every single one of you. And I just want you to remember that first and foremost. So every decision I made was very calculated. Like I said, if you want to talk about the particular ones, I'm more than open. In terms of how I played socially, I was very loyal to the people who I played with. And I think that Erica sitting here, Kenneth, I was loyal to you. Kat, I was going to try to be loyal to you, but I knew that you were talking about me in those tribal councils. So I never tried to turn on someone until I found out that there was a reason to flip. In terms of competition, I've had better days. I really didn't do the best in the competitions this season, and that's okay. I don't. While the outplay is a part of the physical element, I don't believe it completely encompasses it. And if we're being completely honest, I won one challenge, and it was the challenge I needed to get here. And that's all that matters to me, even though I could have done better on some of the others. And I outlasted. And just overall, I tried to play an honest and respectful game. And I really, really appreciate the relationships that I've made and formed. And I'm just honored. I'm very honored and humbled as a big fan of this game to be sitting here right now. So I hope that through this and through the questioning and the final comments that you'll be willing to see the perspective I'm willing to share with you so that you may crown me the next Sole Zoomvivor. For that, I thank you.
Alright, thank you so much, final three. Now we go to the jury. Jury, now is your time to ask questions. Say whatever you want to say to the final three. Now we go to our first member of the jury, Charlene.
Ooh. Okay, so I was tasked to do the opening of this jury phase. So let's see. I'm gonna borrow this jury question from my previous full org game, which I think is really brilliant. Shout out to Mikey if you're watching this soon. So the first question would be, how many votes do you think you will get, and who do you think will vote for you in this jury phase? No reasons, just say the number and then the names who you think will vote for you and for the other people. Start with Erica.
You're on mute.
Sorry, oh my God, I've done that so many times. Honestly, that's a good one, Charlene. So in regards to votes, I think that I think I have the opportunity to get a vote from just about anybody here.
Don't give me a generic answer, just a number and then the names of the people who you think will vote for you.
7. I think Charlene, Brian, Bing, Kanita, Kat, Kostas, and Bads all I think I could see any of you guys voting for me. I had relationships with each one of you guys. I voted with each one.
Yeah. Just no explanation. So for you, it's 7-0-0. Then everyone's voting for you. That's your answer.
Yeah.
Okay, Kenneth, your answer, please.
With okay, number and names, right? I feel like I'm gonna get 3. That's Bads, Atekats, and you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Okay. I think 4 at minimum. I think you, Charlene. I would think Brian. I would think Kanita, and I would think Katz.
Okay, that's all for me.
All right, thank you, Charlene. Now we go to the next member of the jury, Kostas.
Okay, quick question for all three of you, and let's be quick, please. I want to die here. And okay, take yourself out of the final three and put someone else in the game in the final three. Who is it and why? And I'm muting, so I won't need anything, guys.
Let's start.
Um,
Okay. I think that it's um uh a novice answer. I think it would be Bing because I feel like she did everything that she could, and yeah, even though she didn't play the advantages correctly, like some of the advantages, um I I like you know that she's there, she's playing hard, and like yeah, she was the reason why I started playing hard because she was the one who targeted Bads, who's a closest ally of mine.
honestly, like if I had to replace myself with anybody in the jury for the final three, honestly, Bads, you played a hell of a game. I saw you as such a threat. I think you had a great social game. I feel like you connected with a lot of different people, and I think that you also were a huge challenge threat. Which those two alone are like just two tokens into the final three. I think you would have been a huge like asset here in the final three, and I think if you made it to the end, you would have been easily one to win.
Bads, because let's face it, if I didn't make the move and keep the idol and go along with the blind side, I probably wouldn't be sitting here. I was intimidated by you, very intimidated by you, because you had the information, you came up with a well-concocted plan in a moment's notice, had people who were almost willing to go with it, and yeah, you had a phenomenal social game, and like Erica said, I'm sure you would have done well on challenges if you would have gotten comfortable, found your place, like your niche in the game. I'm sure you would have been invincible.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for that, Costas. Now we go to the next member of the jury, Ryan.
Hi guys, congratulations. It's good to see you again, even though it's been like what, 10 minutes. But hey, so I said earlier, before I left, that I will be hearing everyone. You know, I'm gonna be objective and hear every move. But I feel like one person here is like a front runner for in everyone's mind. So I want to give the other two a chance. So Erica, um, in everyone's mind, it feels like your game is tied to Dakota. So I want you to say to the jury, how is your game different from his, and can you pinpoint some highlights of moves that you can claim by yourself and not your and Dakota's moves or your and Kenneth's moves, like moves that you did on your own that changed the course of the game?
When we were swapped into three tribes of four, Dakota and I had no communication whatsoever. It was all up to me to make it through that. And with the odds, just given the fact that I was the only original Arakoa on my tribe, I already had the odds against me. I used my social game to be able to connect with each one on that tribe. Charlene, I connected with Kenneth, and like I also connected with Bing. Like I connected with every single one of them, and I feel like I was able to actually form relationships, and I voted with every single one of them. And those were crucial for me going into the merge. They were people that I knew I could count on, and they were people that like I knew that like I could work with. In addition to that, I was somebody who also pulled my weight in challenges. I have the ability, both challenge and social, to progress myself through the game. And as well as that, when Dakota and I would work together, like it wouldn't just be like, oh, let's do this. Okay. Like it was discussion. Like it was not just one person calling all the shots and the other one just being like, okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. But like basically I pulled my weight in the challenges. I was able to form relationships outside of the original Arakoa tribe. And with those relationships, I was able to bring them into the plans that came further. And without like those people in line, like we wouldn't, like none of us would be sitting here where we are today.
So hi Kenneth, you know, we connected at like day one and we formed that alliance, and I appreciate that you played a phenomenal game. It's very under the radar, and I feel like out of everyone, you had the clearest path to the end. I mean, you're here and you proved it. And I also commend you on your challenges wins, by the way. So I have a question. You said that after the bads vote out, you said that that was your turning point in the game. But after that vote out, it was mine. And did you vote for Bing that round?
Yeah, I did.
Was that a stray vote or were you blindsided again?
Well, I Ken told me that I should vote for you in case of an idol, but I was also thinking that um what happened was if being played an idol on you, and then cat cat someone played an idol for cat, so there will probably no votes if I voted for you as well. So I feel like I should put one vote so that there will still be a vote that will count.
So that was a calculated move.
Of course.
And for Dakota, hearing their Kenneth's and Erica's answer, if you were in the jury, who would you vote for? And the two of them, after hearing those answers.
Erica.
Okay, I just want to say to Dakota too, like I commend you, like you navigated the merge phase of this game so well, and that's commendable. I mean, for the three of you guys, like you guys should be proud of your games because they're really different, but they have their own charm, and you got here for a reason. So congratulations, you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Brian. Now we go to the next member of the jury, Kenita.
Hi guys, good morning. Congratulations to the three of you. It was a very good game you did back there. um in this game, perception is reality, right? Um in my perception, I have like two names in my mind that I will, write later today. And it's Dakota and Kenneth. Erica, I just saw you as, as a number of Dakota. I mean, is it really the case?
That's definitely not the case because Dakota and I, while we had each other as a common ground, like I said, we each had our different relationships beyond that the other wasn't a part of. And when it came to votes, we were each sticking up for those, and it was a constant battle between those. Like, I also played my piece, and while Dakota may have been a more vocal figure in that, I 100% like would not have been here if it wasn't for my ability to navigate this game socially.
All right, I guess that would be all. Thank you again, guys, and congratulations.
All right, thank you for that, Kenita. Now we go to Bads.
Hi everyone. Hi Erica. Hi Dakota. Hi Kenneth. Congratulations for reaching the end of Zoomvivor 5. I think the beauty about choosing who the sole survivor is as a member of the jury is that there's just too many standards and criteria that we can choose from. And the unique thing about it is that there is no particular set criteria which we can base on. And you are in a position to frame it according to how you want the jury to, you know, examine or evaluate the game that you played. And at Final Five, and even in your opening speeches, you wanted the jury to take on the lens of what choosing you as a sole survivor because you've been loyal in the game, you've been honest in the game. Things like you didn't tell anyone that you would not vote for him and then you voted for him. But it seems like from my personal experience, that wasn't the case. And so if you wanted me to choose a sole survivor based on the standard which you're giving me, which is loyalty and honesty, to be quite honest, I don't think I'd be able to write your name down as a sole survivor, given that that standard came from you. So I want you to, given that particular consideration, I want you to convince me why I would still vote for you based on loyalty and honesty.
To be honest with you, Bads, I was completely honest with you and transparent in sharing all the information I had up until the round that you got voted out.
Which
I
was the
was very
most
open.
crucial round in my head, which was the most consequential round, and which is probably the instance which I would base my vote on, right? So you can't say on one hand that you were completely honest with me, but at the same time and in the same breath say until I was voted off, because ultimately I would zero in into that particular moment.
Well, I would say going into that round, this is my honest answer. I did not have intentions of voting for you. You were not the person I was going to write down. Somebody else brought up the idea of voting you. And as it kind of hashed out, it did seem like you were going to be the biggest threat of all of us, both like challenge threat and social threat, as I mentioned before. And I applaud you for that too. Like I said, if you were in my seat right now, I think you would win. And
So
that's starting to get to me. And that is why my vote changed at the last minute for you.
so
But
in
that was
that
not
particular in
going
that
in.
particular moment, Erica, you weren't loyal, you weren't honest. And if I based my vote on the standard which you provided me, are you is it fair for if would you accept it that I wouldn't vote for you?
I mean, I completely respect your vote. And if I was in your position, I would also be mad at myself. It was just once that vote came down to it, I was very torn on what to do. And then I made an impulse decision. And that's ultimately what happened.
Thank you, Erica. How about you, Dakota?
Oh, Bats. In context of loyalty and honesty, I see exactly where you're coming from, where you would be sitting there and saying you're full of shit because of the way that I behaved and what I did on your vote out. Um, in terms of loyalty and honest, though, I was with you at the beginning. I really was. I thought that you, me, Sherry, the forward at the end, you, me, Sherry, and Erica, we could really do damage. And then we just got split the entire game, pretty much split. I couldn't communicate with you. You were making connections. And it's not to say that we couldn't have come back together. It's just the moment in which your plan to take out Bing and then the factors that I had going on with my game before that round, it didn't work out that way. So I did have intentions to work with you, and then I didn't think that if I would have voted the way you wanted me to with you in that regard, that it would have done much for my game.
I just want to note though that in terms of the language that you're referring to, your last chat to me was quote unquote, "Do you promise me?" And I don't want you to hide behind whatever generic language that you want to craft, whatever, because that is exactly what you said. And so you can't say that. um I mean, the point being, I don't necessarily want to vote an honest and loyal player to win Soul Survivor. I just want you to own up to your moves. And to me, it seems like you're not owning it up because you want me to use loyalty and honesty as the consideration for choosing someone as the sole survivor, which in this case I did not personally feel coming from the both of you. Thank you. Um, Question for Kenneth is: there was a point in the game when probably, I don't know, the only thing that you were telling everyone, I think at 6 or at 5, was you can use me as a number. Um, Please convince me that that particular strategy is respectable and um, valid in order for me to award my vote to you as a sole survivor.
Well, we all know that at the time I was in the final six. The votes were tied between me and Dakota, and I know that I was a solo there because I was thinking that it's Eric and Dakota, uh, Ken and Kat, and there was me and Bing. So I know that as a solo, like I can like make the two pairs fight by putting like making by making those two pairs fight. And if 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 one I'm sorry. Oh, okay. If wait, oh my god, I'm sorry. Um, by that by we can move forward as a if I can join to another pair, we can move forward as a trio and maybe the final three, and that happened between us, Dakota and Erica, as three. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Erica, Dakota, and Kenneth. Best of luck. May the best player win.
Thank you so much, Buds. Now we go to Bing.
Hi guys! Again, congratulations to the three of you. I know how hard it is to actually reach the end, not just because of the elements of it being online with both Zoom and Messenger, but also with the cast, as you mentioned. It has been a great cast, a great run, every tribal council and every part of the game. But actually, similar to Brian, hearing your opening statements up to the questions that Bads asked, I'm still leaning towards voting for Dakota. Dakota, I just want to commend you. It was a pleasure seeing you play, how you carried yourself up until this point, actually. My only question is, why shouldn't I vote for you?
Why shouldn't?
Yeah.
You shouldn't vote for me because I didn't give you as much as, because I'm viewing it as you, my game with you on this basis. I wasn't as honest or upfront as you were to me. I genuinely got the vibe from you toward the ending rounds, especially right after that vote out, the rocks and everything. I knew you wanted to work with me. I knew you were genuine, but I didn't give you the time of day. I did tell you that I was thinking about it, but I knew in the end, at the back of my head, no, you had to go. You were a jury threat. I don't think you should vote for me because someone like Kenneth, who, while he may not have the flashiest game, he had an under the radar game and he completely excelled at the challenges when he needed to. And he got where he needed to be. He solidified, he created relationships out of nowhere, out of thin air. To me, that's what I perceive it to be. And then with Erica, I think you should vote for her over me, I guess, if that's the kind of question we're turning it into, because she was able to formulate her own game. She really was able to formulate her own game outside herself. There were a lot of, I think there are a lot of iffies, like debatable points that she made, but all in all, I do believe that she played a phenomenal game, and she could very well be considered more honest and loyal than I was to most.
Lastly, Kenneth, my question to you is, from the context of you saying that you only received 2 votes in the course of the game, and that in the final tribal before this, you didn't receive any votes, making you automatically part of the final 3. Don't you think that's an indicator that you're not seen as a threat and that maybe you're a goat? So with that, do you think you're a goat? If yes, why? If no, why not?
No, because at that final four, I really worked hard to not make the target, to to not make me the target. Uh, I really talked to the three of them. I still I gave Ate Katz an option to vote for Dakota. I gave um Erica an option to vote for Dakota just because he has a similar game with hers. And I also gave Erica an option to vote for Atekas because since we are three, and then I gave Dakota an option to vote for Atekas because I simply told him that I want I want us three to be the final three. So that mean I don't think that that's being a goal if you're really working hard, because I know that I I have a big chance of going home that at that times, but I didn't give up. I earned my place here, and I did.
Okay, thanks. Again, thank you guys so much for such a great gameplay. I'll take into consideration everything that you've said. I'll be fair with my final judgment. So good luck to all of you, and I really hope we can be good friends after all this.
For
Congrats.
sure. For sure.
Right, now go to the final member of the jury, Katz.
For Kenneth, since we do not have much connection compared to I have connection with Erica and Dakota, I want to ask you, do you want me to vote for you? Or are you confident enough that you have enough numbers to win?
Of course, I want you to vote for me because I I do think that our connection, even if it's just we only we're tribe mates in the merge, I still feel that you were trying to have a good connection with me as well. So it's basically two way. And with that, like I was really I wanted to work with you. That's it. In the final four, I mean, although that I was trying to make you a sacrifice to them, part of me still wanted you to stay because I know that we have a greater connection than two, honestly, just because I told them that we're a final three, but um I still wanted to make amends with you from what I did in the final six because I put you in the hot seat. So that's me making up to you in the final four.
All right. That's all the questions that I have.
Right, thank you so much, Kat. We now go to the final phase of the final tribal council closing statements. As concise as you can, final three, please let the jury know why you should win Zoomvivor PANGAEA. Let's start with Erica.
Once again, thank you all for your questions and congratulations to Kenneth and Dakota up here. You two are equally as deserving, I believe. And I'm not gonna just sugarcoat that or put you guys down or in any way because it is the truth. This will be a tough boat and I genuinely do believe that. And I want to be transparent about that. I was able to have a part in several different blind sides. I was able to survive being when I thought I was going to be on the bottom. And I believe that those are all things that qualify me to be a Sole Zoomvivor. And I want you guys to take that in consideration when you guys are voting tonight. Thank you so much. And again, thank you everybody for hanging around. And thank you for all the different relationships and connections I got to make throughout this game. This was definitely impactful. And I really want to stay connected with you guys beyond this weekend.
All right, now we go to Dakota.
All right. Thank you all so very much for all your questions. They challenged me. I like the ones, they were very creative, so thank you for those. I hope that I have given you a perspective on how I played this game. In the utmost fashion of Survivor, I truly believe I outwitted, I outlasted, and I outplayed. I made relationships, genuine relationships that I'm very, very happy to have made, and I'm very excited to carry on throughout the rest of my life. I view these as lifelong friendships and connections that we make. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity to do that. And I really appreciate you all giving us the time. I know you kind of have to because of the game, but thanks for letting us be so vocal and be opinionated, and thank you for giving it to us straight. And I hope you would make my lovely life if you would vote for me to be the Sole Zoomvivor. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dakota. Now we go to Kenneth.
Okay, so I think that you should vote me as Sole Zoomvivor because I really did the best that I could. I was winning challenges when I needed to. When Bads was voted out, I know that it might be me just because I was on the outs, and in my perspective, I always make sure that I was always in the middle making decisions and who, which side is best for me, and I am giving people options that that will benefit me and that side. um Fortunately, I made it to the final three because I know that I did good on all those aspects. And because of that, I earned my spot here. So I hope you guys appreciate my game, and I would like to thank you for um being here, because I know that you helped me to be here, like all of you guys. So yeah, and thank you for the production for inviting me, even if I was a last minute addition. That's it. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Final Three. You did what you can. Now, the power shifts to the jury. Jury, you now have the power to vote for the winner of Zoomvivor Pangea. And without further ado, it is now time to vote.